Hi Flosstube, I'm Sally, I'm StitchySally here on YouTube and also over on Instagram. It is Wednesday the 2nd of July 2025 and this is Flosstube 101. A very warm welcome, whether you are a new or a returning viewer. It is lovely to have you here. If you do like what you see, please do consider hitting the subscribe button and liking any of my videos that you may watch. So I think third time's a charm. Yeah, I think this is about the third time I've started this, maybe the fourth actually, but anyway. So yeah, I thought I'd try and go back anyway to my usual Wednesday. I haven't done a Wednesday in a while, I don't think, so it is just under 2 weeks since I last filmed. I have a few bits to show you. I have a little bit of haul and I also have the winner of the fabric that I put for a giveaway last time. Brain. I've had to put the light on, so please excuse the glare in this frame here. It's a dull morning. We've had some much needed rain, thank God. So I'll get started, and because it's a new month, I'll show you my planner. So this was June. Lots of stitching done. Some days I've stitched on a couple of things. If I've done my, well, what should be my thread a day, which I've also left over there. Oh God, what am I doing this morning? But I haven't actually done a thread a day, unfortunately, and I've just tried to maybe do 2 or 3 threads when I have picked it up, and then stick it up for July, and just last night's stitching in there, as you can see. So I am just going to pause you. I am not going to start again like I have done the last few times. I will just pause you. Right, I'm back. Sorry about that. I'm not very well organised this morning, am I? So I'm going to start with a finish, and it was an almost finish last time, so yeah, it's not going to look that much different to how you saw it last time. So it is Lotus leg stitching, and it's the sheep calendar that lovely Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher and I are hosting a sale for, and it's Stitch Sheep for 2025. So the last time I filmed, I think the last time I filmed anyway, I was doing the September one, and I just had a bit of the border to finish. So I've also started the October one. So these are all stitched in DMC, so these are all the thread colours used throughout. As I've mentioned before, I did get one wrong, and I've got the correct one out now. So that's my September finish. I'm stitching all of these on 32 count raw opalescent linen from Zweigart. I just decided that it was a nice neutral fabric. Unfortunately, some of the threads don't show up too well on it, but it's fine. And then, as I say, I made a start on October. So I've just got the start of a sheep there who appears to be headbutting this pumpkin. And I do like this one. I don't tend to do a lot of Halloween stitching. Not particularly keen on Halloween. Which I know a lot of people go mad for Halloween, but then there are some of us who don't really like it. I have got some Halloween stitching that I bring out, but I'm not absolutely massive on it. So that's a finish and a start. And then I mentioned last time that Elaine and I were going to start Jeannette Douglas Designs Chubby You, and Penny is joining in with us on this. Words seem to be a little hard this morning. So I think I only had one of the fancy flosses, and as I said before, I don't want to be buying a load of fancy flosses, so I just picked out some that I thought would work from my stash, and those are there. I think Caper is the only one that is called for. Is the correct floss. Oh, and then there's a DMC. So I'm stitching this on a piece of 40 count. I think it's like, if I remember correctly, it's like mocha. I don't think I started this last time, had I? Or had I? No, I don't think I had. And there's the sheep. Very, very cute sheep. So we started this on the longest day, and then I moved mine to stitching on Thursday because I had a free slot. So that's my other new start. So then we'll go on to the usual whips. This one is Rose Cottage. I always have to look. Rose Cottage Sampler Pinkeep. I want to stick garden in there. And it's by Stacy Nash Primitives. Absolutely love this. I did consider leaving this bottom bit off, but I haven't. So this is charted for DMC, so that is what I'm using. Unfortunately, this one doesn't show up terribly well on my fabric. It's actually used for some of the letters and numbers. It's used for the roof. I'm not spoiled about that because it does show up quite well, but I am going to swap it out for the letters and numbers. So I'm stitching this on November 2024 Fabric of the Month by Fabrics by Crafti Kate. It is a 36 count, and that is where I am at. So it's coming along really, really. It's a lot bigger than I expected, to be honest, even though I should know how big it is because it does say so on the chart. So what I'm doing, rather than going at this is DMC 169, rather than going at this all the way across and getting bored with it, I am just putting a thread in of that before I do anything else. So I've worked the border up, put this row in here, and then put this row across to enable me to start the numbers. So I'm just using the same thread for the numbers right across. I do still have the outer border to put in around the bottom bit, and I do actually still have to put the windows in properly because I still haven't done that yet. But so I still haven't decided on the personalisation, which is why I've left this blank at the moment, and I'll decide. I did sort of think maybe I'll put, I don't know if you can see here at the top there's initials, so I did think about putting my paternal great grandma and granddad in there, and then my paternal grandma and her siblings in this bit. But I did have a second thought that I might actually put my parents up there and put my sister and her husband and myself and my husband in there, because I do have my sister on my anniversaries of the heart piece, but I don't have her husband on anything, so I might. I mean, they've been together not quite sure, a lot of years, but they got married a few years back, so I've never really sort of thought about putting him in anything, so I will probably do that, but who knows, I might change my mind again before before I actually get to it. So my next whip is Blackbird Designs, and it's from In Friendship's Way, and it is the button box. So I'm stitching this in the DMC conversion off the chart, and I would say the thread key doesn't match up, so I would recommend having a look for the corrections for that. So as I say, stitching it in the DMC, the conversion, which I quite like. And I stitched this on a Saturday night with my dear friend Lainey, who is Lainey Main on Instagram. So this is on 32 count platinum, and this is where I am up to. So the windows are in, the door's in, the roof's going on. Really pleased with how that's looking. And so you can get into quite a good rhythm with that house. It's quite nice to stitch. Quite nice to stitch actually. So I'm really pleased with how that's looking. It does take a lot more stitching than you expect it to. But of course it's a house. If it's not house, it's grass that takes a lot of stitching, so I'll just put that away. Sorry for any crinkling. And then, whoops, it's everything's falling. My Tuesday stitch. And I did stitch it for a couple of Thursdays as well, just until Elaine and I had started Chubby You. And it is Yasmin's Made With Love, Never Forget. And I won this in a giveaway from Yasmin quite a while ago. And she very kindly included some of the Tom and Lily threads as well. So I decided to stitch this on a piece of 36 count pearl grey linen. Some of the threads don't show up very well on it, so I'm still stitching some of the flowers and stuff in the lighter threads, but I'm going to have to change the colour for this, the wording in the middle. It says, never forget the difference you make. I don't know what I'm going to use yet. I might use one of these oranges maybe, I'm not entirely sure. So I'm stitching it with DMC and the Tom and Lily threads that Yas sent. They're not showing up very well actually. And I'm really enjoying stitching this. There is a lot of work in it, but it's going to be worth every single stitch I put in because it is just so beautiful. And there it is. As you can see, I have got the second bird well on the way. First bird is finished apart from the back stitch legs, which I think I had finished that last time. So yeah, it's looking absolutely gorgeous. Love it. Those birds are so damn cute. And I'm gonna, once this is finished, I'm gonna ask Yas if I can pass it on in a giveaway. And then next whip is Cottage Garden Samplings Peacock Pincushion, and I bought this from Coffee Craft Fabrics. Megan dyed fabric to go with it. And it's stitched in DMC with 1 Weeks Dye Works thread, which is Deep Sea. I wasn't going to get it. This was last year, and I decided no, I'd have it because I thought it looked quite good. And as I said, this was dyed by Megan especially for this piece. Doesn't show up terribly well. It's a lot nicer colour than that. And there we have where I'm at. Looks absolutely splendid. I just love this. I love the way the feathers go round the body of the bird, which I don't have those in yet, so yeah, I've got quite a lot done on this, which I'm very pleased about, and it'll be coming out again tonight. I'll get some more done, maybe fill in the rest of this wing. Just fold that back. And you'll reckon it. You know what's coming, don't you? If you've watched this before, you know what's coming when you see this bag. This was a Pauline bag, Serby Bags on Instagram, that she sent me to do a review on my Flosstube. I always feel so bad because I don't buy project bags now because I have enough. I'm not somebody who has tons of projects, so I don't need a lot of bags. But then I see bags and I'm like, I really like that bag. But yeah, I don't know what's going on with my hair today. I hate my hair. But anyway, I shouldn't hate my hair, should I? So this one is Long Dog Samplers the Pilgrim, and I started this as part of a sal with lovely Amanda, Alba Stitcher. She was starting her first long dog, so the hashtag is my first long dog sal. And I also started it along with lovely Elaine, Ellie Welly Stitcher, for her birthday. This was in 2023. and that's hashtag Let's Get the Dogs Out Sal, and I'm also stitching it for Long Dog Sampler Sunday, which is hosted by Hannah, Mrs. Hannah Woolstonham, and Cheryl Cross Stitch Crazy, who is on Instagram. And I'm using black for the main, DMC white for the back stitch on the black, and then Carrie's Creations Old Wild Red for the wording. And last time I got totally mixed up, so I am actually on page 10. Yeah, we will say no more about that. And that's on a 20 count Balana. It's like an off-white. I think it didn't have a colour name, it just had a colour number. So there we are. So this is the page that I'm on here. As you can see, the back end of, I don't know whether it's a frog or a toad, to be honest. And this little creature here. So really enjoying that. I always look forward to picking this up. It's it's such a fun stitch. I say it's my first long dog. It won't be my last long dog. Whether I will go with such a big one next time. I do have another one in my stash, which is a Christmas one, which is smaller. But I just keep seeing others that I would like to stitch. So then my final whip is my thread a day. As I say, I don't always get a thread a day in it. I do try, but it doesn't always work, and I do try to make up for it. So this is Birdie's Crossing No More, and I am doing the version 2. There are 2 versions of it in her Etsy shop. So I am going to, I wasn't going to at first, but this kind of annoys me that this doesn't line up with this. So I maybe should have done something about it earlier, but I'm going to move Transphobia over onto this side and Bigotry over onto this side so that I can move this further and as near as damn it line it up. So I'm using some Victorian Motto sampler threads that I bought quite a number of years ago, and I've barely used them. Oh, not that one. I'm not using that one because that's purpley. So I think that's what I'm using. There's no more in the bag, so it must be. Yeah. And there's no rhyme or reason to where I'm putting them or anything, just wherever. But if I do one motif in a particular colour, the matching motif I do in the same colour. And I am kind of getting really excited with this one because stupidly I realise that I am well over halfway, and this is done on the same fabric as the Pilgrim. So there we are. Yeah, it's getting there. I mean, they are big motifs. They do take some stitching, so it's not going to be finished in the next month. But I'm really, really pleased with that. And if you go, I think it was the last the last floss tube that Connie and Melina did. Count twice, stitch once. Melina's finished hers. Oh, sorry, I'm struggling to get this back in. And it just looks fantastic, absolutely fantastic. So go and have a look at that if you've not seen Connie and Melina before. Do go and have a look. I'll try and remember to link them. I haven't actually got it written down. So what I thought I'd do is just show you one of my past stitches that I am so proud of. I can't remember what it was called, that's the only thing. So this is a Just a Thought design, a Studio Dell. I think it was something like garden sampler casket or something casket, I can't actually remember. So as you can see, that's the top, and then the sides, and then oops, the lid's falling off. That's the underneath. I stitched it in 2010, and I actually bought I bought the finishing kit from her, which had the little feet that you covered. It had the wadding in. I think that was it. I supplied my own card and ribbon and everything, but it just had the little bits, and also a needle. So that's the inside of the lid, and then he stitched all the little accessories as well. That's it. I'm very, very proud of this because I've never ever done anything like it before. And this has got like a sand or something in it that you sharpen your needles in. And then just undo that. Little needle roll. So yeah, I was very, very proud of this. As I say, I had never done anything like this before. It took a lot of finishing off. I bought the charts and I bought the finishing instructions, and that's the inside. That is actually a very pretty pink, not a washed out crappy looking thing like that. That shows up a little bit better actually, a bit more light on it. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you that. I've been meaning to show it for quite a while. As I say, I'm very, very proud of it. It did take me a few days of just not sitting for hours on end, but just a few sessions, just taking my time with it so that I didn't make a mess. So yeah, really pleased with that. It's 2010 when I did that. Right, so haul. I had this Etsy store saved into on my iPad, and obviously there was something in there that I liked at some point, but I don't actually remember what it was. But they had a 55% sale on, so these were only £2 something each, so I just picked up a couple. And the reason I got these was because they're finished into drums, and they look really, really nice. So this is from Happy Mood Points. It's Studio HMP on Etsy. And this one says it's My Sweet Garden, but that wasn't actually. It was something Never Ending Sample or something, I think it was actually called. But that is that one. And I just really, really liked the look of it. I mean, the only downside for me is the charts are not very easy to read. You do get, it's possibly my printer, but you do get a black and white symbol one, and you also get a colour one. I do tend to prefer symbols, black and white. I've printed one out in black and white and one out in colour, and the colour one is slightly easier to read, but I've got them on my iPad so that I can check the symbols. So yeah, as I say, that's the first one. And it's stitched 1/1 on 27 count Linden. Now whether I will use that, I don't actually know. And then I picked up this one, which is With Love to Parents, which was listed as a never-ending Quaker sampler. But you can buy this bit and this bit on their own without this house in the middle. So as I say, they were only £2 something each. It's 55% off. I don't know whether that is still there. I think it possibly ended the day after I bought these, not entirely sure. So yeah, I still don't know what I saved it for, because I don't think it was those two, but anyway. Right, I will do the winner now of the giveaway that I had up last time. And it was for this piece of fabric. It's Rainbow Exclusive from July 2016, 32 count Belfast, 18 by 26 from Chromatic Alchemy. I'm not going to take it out again. I don't need to show it. And the winner is... Oh, sorry, just bear with me a minute while I find... My phone don't go flat before I get this shown. The winner is Clem Barker, and that's Claire. Oh. Just bear with me a minute. Dear me. Right. There we go, that's better. There. Yeah, Clem Barker, and that's Claire. Congratulations, Claire. I do have your address, so I'll get that in the post as soon as I can. I do need to go to the post office, so I'll get that sorted. So congratulations, Claire. Hope you enjoy stitching whatever you choose to stitch on it. I think you said something about a rainbow bridge piece, which would look really, really nice on that. Right, so I have managed to get a few Flosstubers watched. I'm still not using my earbuds because I just don't just yet, and it's frustrating the hell out of me, because if my husband's watching stuff on the TV on a night that I don't want to watch, that's what I was doing before all of this vertigo and everything stuff came about, and I just put my earbuds in, put my iPad on, and watch some Flosstubes. I did try going into the dining room the other night, but the light's rubbish. There's nowhere comfy to sit. I have to sit at the table. So I gave up in the end. But I have managed to watch some, either if he's been out, or he's been watching the TV in the other room in an afternoon. So I've watched Sharon, who is Magnolia Nana. I will have mentioned all of these before, but if you're new and you've not seen them before, please do go and have a look at them. Obviously, if you've got time. I know there's a lot of Flosstubers out there. Like I say, I'm really struggling to keep up. I've watched Charlie, Stitches with Charlie Feathers. I've watched Jen, Wolf Down the Rabbit Hole. I've watched Sarah, So Me Sarah. I've watched Charlotte, The High Heel Stitcher. Kim, Stitchy Squirrels. Debbie, Deb Wilson Stitches. Beth, The Steadfast Stitcher. And I'll list all these down below. Sarah, Penelope's Pocket, Sarah's Stitchy Spot. This is a lot of Sarah's. Lindsay, Cheshire Stitcher, Lynn, Lancashire Stitcher, and I am so far through watching Kim, Contented Needleworker Kim. I need to finish watching you, Kim. I still have quite a few to watch yet, and I'm hoping to get to them. I've really been missing Lee, Creative Lee. I used to be able to watch every single floss tube of Lee's. Lee does hairs weekly, and I just can't get to them now. And as I say, I'm really frustrated because I do enjoy watching Flosstube. So I did actually watch I can't remember. I watched one when I was ironing the other morning. I always used to do that quite a while ago. I used to get my iPad, prop it up in the kitchen and watch a Flosstube while I was ironing. So I did that, and I know that I got so far through Kim's while I was ironing, and then I watched a little bit more of it while I was cooking tea. So yeah, I am going to have to cut my watch list back. It's not really what I want to do, but there's so many Flosstubers. But yeah, I am going to have to cut back on what I watch at the moment, at least, because I can't do anything else. I'm missing some of my absolute favourite Flosstubers, and I don't want to do that. So yeah, I'm going to have to cut back a little bit, I think. So I have no plans. I'm not doing Christmas in July. I'm not watching mid-year whip parades. I don't watch whip parades, I'm afraid. I know a lot of people enjoy them. I would enjoy them if it didn't take me away from normal Flosstube, so I'm not doing those. Yeah, just stitch what I've got going. I do want to try and get back to the Teresa Kogut With Thy Hands booklet, because there's another 2 designs in that, and I want to get those. Quite like to get those stitched. So much that I want to stitch. It's like I can't stitch fast enough. But then I wouldn't enjoy it, would I, if I stitched everything at super speed. So yeah, quick life update. Not a lot to say really. I was going back to the doctors with this, whatever this thing is. Mainly because I was running out of my medication and I wanted to keep taking it for a little bit longer. But the doctor that I wanted to see didn't have any appointments left. He had something else on, a planned surgery or something, I don't know. So they did just put a message through to the doctor for my medication, because it's not on repeat, so I can't just order it. So I shall keep taking that until I've got my surgery over with, which is next week. A week tomorrow I should get that done. I am doing a lot better, which I am pleased about. I do still have days where I don't feel quite right, so what's going on? I do not know. But anyway, it is getting there, and hopefully it will continue to do so. So I think that is everything. We went to Bempton Cliffs, RSPB Bempton Cliffs last Thursday, and that was really good. Didn't think we were going to see any puffins, and then we did, which was brilliant. Lots of gannets and gannet chicks about. Yeah, it was a really nice day. It got very, very warm. We picked last Thursday to go because we knew we were going to get some heat this week. So we have had what is classed over here as a heat wave, and I know in other countries it won't be, and you probably laugh at us, but we are not we are not used to this weather, and I get so sick of hearing people say it's just summer, because it isn't. It's not normal. It's not normal for us. So Sunday and Monday were really hot, and I just keep the curtains closed, open the windows. I know they say you're supposed to shut your windows, but bloody hell. Our houses are designed to keep heat in, not let it out. So yeah, so that is it. So I'm going to see my sister tomorrow, because it's her birthday coming up, so I thought we'd go and take the cards. Her and her husband are quite close together. He's 70 this year. She's 74, or will be. So yeah, we'll go see them tomorrow. And I'm just going to stitch and try and catch up on Flosstube in an evening. Well, not in an evening, not catch up on Flosstube in an evening, but maybe in an afternoon if I can. So I'm going to go, because I'm waffling again. So again, Claire, I will get the fabric in the post as soon as I can. I'll pack it up, and hopefully if it stops raining, I will go and take it to the post office. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. As I say, I truly appreciate it. I really, really do. I did not expect to still be filming 4 years on, because I didn't think anybody would want to watch me. And welcome to the few new subscribers that I've had as well. Not many, but a few, which is nice. So yeah, thank you. As I say, there's a lot of Flosstubers out there. You can't watch them all, so if you choose to go and watch somebody else rather than me, that's absolutely fine. I don't mind at all. It did used to bother me. It used to bother me that I didn't get many views, and people would start a Flosstube and get to 1,000 in no time, when I was still trying to get to 1,000. Because I think it took me nearly 2 years to get to 1,000. But in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't bloody matter, does it? As long as people are watching, that's absolutely fine. And as long as I'm making a difference to somebody, because I have had people say that I do make a difference, and that means a lot. I'm not blowing my own trumpet. I'm not that sort of person. I don't do that. But that's a nice feeling. So I will go now. I will leave you in peace. Thank you so much for watching. And I will hopefully see you in a couple of weeks' time. Take care, everybody. Enjoy every single stitch. Bye.